Peace and prosperity. This is Asai Mystic. Right now, I am talking about divine masculine. Divine masculine surrenders his desire to control you, and this is important because um, there are many men that will convince you that it's normal for them to control you, and that to control you means to protect you. To have control over you means to give you and actually protect you, when really that is very, very low and dense thinking. It's not connected to any higher understanding of what a woman is even here for, her purpose as a woman, and what a man's purpose is on this planet. So when it comes to control, understand that uh, a lot of men will have the urge, especially when they haven't fully matured into their masculinity. They will have the urge, whether it be conscious or subconscious, to control you, and they will test you. They will test your limits. They will test and see, subconsciously or consciously, how much they can get away with when it comes to, what they can do, and what they can get away with. What can I how can I let me try and talk to her like this and see what she does. Let me curse around her, see how she reacts. you know let me um just slip up on this one thing this one time and see how she reacts. Let me talk to her in this way. Let me get a little louder this time when we get into an argument. And I'm not talking like this is actually how they're thinking, but this is the spiritual entity. This is the signature of that spiritual entity that can come over a man in this day and age, because you need to understand that this society is based off of a predatory, um, immature, um, masculine energy. And a lot of men think, because of this, a lot of men think that it is normal to control a woman and treat a woman in this way. And it is not normal, okay? So when a man moves into his divine masculine energy, divine meaning um, perfect in a sense, divine meaning closest to the highest power, closest to God, closest to the the blah, the divine. It's the divine, okay? The divine masculine. When a man moves into his divine masculinity, he starts to notice. He will start to notice patterns within his self that is leading him and causing him to seek out women. Okay, this is the important thing, to seek out women that he can control. Because when a man is already balanced in within his divine masculine energy, he won't want a woman that wants to be controlled. Like, if that part of him might come out, that part of him that want or will test you may come out. But once he sees that you are not that woman who wants to be controlled, he's gonna be like, I like her. Something about her. She's valued. She's a valuable woman. She values herself, etc., etc. But a man who delights in that kind of power play, he's gonna intentionally seek out women who submit and submit in a way that is detrimental to the longevity and the productivity of life, of living life. So there's ways that women can um, submit to control that is just not healthy. It's not, you know, it's almost like a goal sign to abuse and to being hurt and to being traumatized. It's almost like okay, yeah, you can do this to me and I won't, you know, I'll be okay with it. I won't fight back. I won't, this, I won't that. So understand that there are men out there that actually want, like, they need to have a woman that they can control, because if they cannot control you, then that means that they have to actually deal with their mental illness or with their emotional illness or with their spiritual illness. If they cannot be and do and flow in the way that it is that they flow, without you submitting and going along and kind of like not having any kind of pushback, it allows for whatever within that man that he hasn't dealt with to live and thrive. And when I say whatever he hasn't dealt with, usually that is some type of trauma or imbalance. So the man that actually appreciates a woman who has some pushback, a woman that, can hold her ground, a woman that essentially loves herself, is because he knows that he's gonna, or she's gonna push her. She's gonna push him to heal. She's gonna push him to be the best man that he can be. But y'all need to realize that a lot of people, almost everybody here came. Actually, not even almost everybody here came here to heal. Earth is the place of growth. Earth is the place of healing, and that's everybody's, like, that's something everybody is here to do in life. Everybody's here to grow and heal in the way that they came to grow and to heal. And the man that wants to control you, trust, sometimes it's not very obvious. Sometimes it's very covert, and the number one telltale sign of a man who is controlling is he will have a manipulative nature, and that manipulative nature will be based on things that lack reason and lack, I would say, it doesn't mesh with the woman's intuition. So maybe it could be something logical. Maybe it could have reason, whatever the situation may be. But your intuition in the back of your mind will tell you, okay, no. Okay, no. And so I'll get into that in my next video, speaking more on the divine feminine and her intuition, and how it's time for the divine feminine to start surrendering to her intuition, her inner knowing, and not doubting her intuition and her inner knowing so much, because when she does this time and time again, she usually does this because of, the advice or whatever it is that this controlling man is telling her in that moment. And so in that moment, your intuition should give you a signal. But anyway, I'm not going to get into that now. Watch the Divine Feminine video on surrendering to your intuition. But for the most part, Divine Masculine is not a controlling force. Divine Masculine is a protective force. Those things are not the same. That's what y'all need to understand. Women do not need you to control them for them to be protected. Women need for you to have faith in you and to be on a certain level emotionally and spiritually so that they can attract the energy of protection, period. And that is what you are supposed to literally spoon feed her. You're supposed to spoon feed her the energy of security, protection, and you know, groundedness. And that is the spoon that feeds the woman to the feeling protected emotionally, and then she starts to attract protective energies to her. She starts to attract people, situations, circumstances that bring her into a protective state or a protected state. You know, it has nothing to do with how much you manipulate a situation or control a situation, how many doors you lock and windows you bar shut. That's psycho. Like, that's crazy behavior. That's crazy controlling behavior that um it's dense. It's densely vibrational, and the reason masculine energy gets to that level and has confused that type of energy for actual protection, you know, shooting and having carrying around guns, and you know, all of this stuff isn't real protection. All that is causing more of the energy that you don't want. And the only way to attract and cultivate um, the true protective energy is by cultivating that in feeling within a woman, because women presently they're scared. You know, they don't feel safe, they don't feel, you know, and so instead of you doing what you need to do on a psychic level to achieve that level of equilibrium and be able to um, give that and have that exchange with the woman, and for her to be able to have faith in you, and for her to be able to trust in you, you know, this is what causes this whole idea that, you know, men are supposed to control women. And I've run into a lot of men that have deep-seated issues, and the deep-seated issues always play out in the form of them having some type of power over women. And it's really weird and creepy, but I just want y'all to know, don't ever confuse that for divine masculinity and real masculine energy. So let me know what y'all think about that video. Let me know what you guys think about that in the comments, and I'll catch you in the next video. Peace.